I've finally reached a breaking point where I feel like I need to take on this topic. It's not a big topic, it's not a hard topic, it's not even a topic that I think most people have trouble with. There's just a couple of few people that keep doing this to me. That keep being like, oh Patrick, you're so toxic, why are you so toxic, oh my god. And I'm like, you understand that I'm a specific brand of toxic. And they're like, oh no, it's just toxic, toxic is the only thing you can be. I'm like, no, there's different ways that you can be toxic. And for some reason they just don't believe me. Maybe when you play video games, you don't like toxic environments at all. You don't want any kind of toxicity. You don't want any kind of negativity. You don't want someone to make fun of you. You don't want a joke to be made at your expense. You want everyone to be uplifting and be like, oh, good try, man, good whatever. And that's fine. You can have that. But when I play video games, I do it to fuck around with my friends or dick around by myself. Whatever it is, I'm gonna get a little bit toxic. I'm gonna wanna save my teammate in Rocket League if I know him. I'm gonna mock my friend when they die in Fortnite, or when they die in Modern Warfare fucking Warzone and shit, when they really shouldn't have. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a ribbing, because I think it's fun. So, what I've done today is I have given you this neat little visual. This is typically referred to as a character alignment chart, as it's mainly used in writing to help define what a character is kind of funneled into. And most of the time they'll have, good. They'll have basically the lawful, true, chaotic, but they'll have good up there. But considering toxicity by its nature isn't that good, I opted to just do these 6, which I consider actually toxic. Of course, starting at what is the least toxic, going down to the most toxic. So the main point of this video, for Chandler, let's be honest, but anyone else that wants to watch it, is to explain the 6 different kinds of being toxic that there actually is. First and foremost, you have lawfully neutral. If this was a level of hell, it would be purgatory. You're not that bad, but you're just bad enough that I can consider you bad. You have your rules, but your rules don't stop them unless you think they have gone genuinely too far. Next up, you have true neutral. True neutral, like it says, is just genuinely not caring either way. Someone could be as toxic as possible and you're not going to care. Someone could be as good as possible and you're still not going to care. These are the people that keep their mics off and their keyboards away. They never type, they never get involved in anything. You could try to get them to react as much as possible, they're not going to. They're just going to remain completely neutral. Next up we have chaotic neutral. This is a bit difficult because the difference between chaotic neutral and lawfully toxic is a very thin line. That line is drawn at the fact that they never start it, ever. They never start the toxicity. They will always just feed off of it. They might hear one of these 3 guys say a joke that maybe they themselves wouldn't say because they don't want to get banned or they don't want the backlash, they don't want to get put on the internet, whatever it is, and then they'll just giggle, hee 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 hee, they'll lull to themselves. So they feed the beast, but they never take part in being the beast, which is fine. You can kind of respect that. Again, the whole reason I add any of these people is because neutrality equals compliance to a very simple degree. The fact that you are not actively trying to stop any of these people means that to an extent you're fine with it. Now to the real motherfuckers in here. Lawfully toxic is a very specific brand of toxic. It can kind of go between player to player. Most people kind of have a genuine sense of overall what the community might accept as being lawfully toxic, what, just any gamer in general might abide by, not racial slurs, not, homophobia or being some kind of racist. Did I already say racism? I probably did. Twice, because a lot of racist people in a lot of areas. The whole point of lawfully toxic is they don't take it too far, but they will always take it somewhere. They'll keep the jokes kind of lighter, but they'll constantly be ribbing you. Toxic neutral is another hard one, for kind of a very specific reason. The very thought of being neutral and toxic at the same time kind of go against each other. The way I look at it and define it is, if you're neutrally toxic, more often than not, you're not starting the shit. But if you are, it's all parties involved. You don't care if they're teammates, you don't care if they're enemies, you don't care if it might get you banned, you don't care if you ever have to go back to them again, you'll kind of take no prisoners situation. But again, the thing that puts you between chaotic and lawful is you won't go as far as chaotic will, but you're not bound to the same lawful goodness that the toxic person is. Finally, we've kind of come to the exact reason that I wanted to make this video. When anyone says, oh, that person was toxic, that person was a troll, that person was something that makes you feel like they're not good, most people, including fucking Chandler, assume that it's this motherfucker. Let me be clear. I hate this motherfucker. Everyone hates this motherfucker. This motherfucker makes video games suck. Because the truth is, by very definition, they just want everyone to have a bad time. They want no one to have fun. Shit's gonna suck if you have even one of these in your party or in the other person's party. If they're on your team, they'll do anything. From Rocket League, they'll own goal. If you're playing a shooter, they'll body block you. They'll get on comms. They'll scream obscenities. They'll be racist. They'll be homophobic. They will do whatever it takes to get under your skin and make you want to quit. Nobody likes these fuckers. And that's the entire issue. So many people assume that they're like, oh, Patrick, you're toxic. You must be this guy. You must be the guy that just wants everyone to fucking suffer. That makes it a living hell for anyone involved in the game to be part of it. That's not the situation. I, personally, see myself as more of a lawfully toxic. I definitely start shit. But when I start it, I know who I'm starting it with. If I'm talking shit, I'll talk shit to my friend. I will get on comms, I'll call him a dumbass, I'll say, oh my god, what a save, if I know he's cool with that. And that could be day by day. Like today, Chandler was getting upset, even though it was in-house, and we were just dicking around. I could sense that he wasn't having fun when I was being toxic to him. So I stopped. That's the lawfulness. That's when you understand that people are no longer having fun with your toxicity. And then, later on in the day, when we hopped on Warzone, I had one of his friends, and I guess now my friend, tell me ad nauseum about how much my mother was gonna blow him. That's fucking toxic as hell. But it was hilarious, because later on, after he did all that, he looked at me through the microphone. He looked me dead in the eyes through a microphone. And he said, Patrick, you know that we only say this because we like you. Like, we're fucking with you because we think that you're a funny guy and we like you. I said, of course. He's like, it's always jokes. And I get that. Toxicity can be fun if everyone's part of it. This motherfucker makes sure it's divisive, not fun. That's why I hate being assumed that I am that guy. I am never that guy. I hate being that guy. I'll turn off the Xbox. I will go home and fucking sit in the bed that this is being filmed on before I become this guy. I hope that clears it up, because that's about the best I could do. I've been thinking about this for a while. I don't know. I mean, closing notes, these two are always fun. If you can get guys that are these two, if you can get like 2 of these guys and 2 of these guys, or maybe 4 of these guys and 2 of these guys, some balance where, you know, they can be toxic to each other, but it's all jokes, it's all fun. That's my favorite way to play. I love that. That's so much fun when we can just fuck with each other and know that it's just shits and giggles and all fun and games. Who cares? You know, obviously that guy's not gonna bang my mom. You know, unless I severely miss something.